So come on in, take a sip. Let's wind down. Today we are having a 2023 Schloss Affaltrach, and this is a Schwarzriesling. When I was downstairs at Delicado yesterday, day before, whenever we went, I was picking up some wines, and she asked if I was looking for anything new or just what, and I said, you know what, just something dry, delicious, and red. I love reds. Those are my favorites. I dig on whites just fine, don't get me wrong, but I just wanted mostly like red wine. And she says, well, I have this here, and it's from Baden-Württemberg, and this is over in southwest Germany. And she said, it's a Schwarzriesling, and she started to explain to me, and I'm like, oh, no, I'm very well aware. This is one of my favorite wines on the planet. So I was very excited to get a new one to try. You can see from the pour that it is it's very pale and quite a beautiful color on the nose, and you'll always see I will spin the wine to get some air in it, and I just bring it up to my nose. I don't taste it till I bring it in here, but it's just berries, lots of berries. I'd say blueberries and blackberries. Wonderful fruity on the nose. On the palate, it's brisk. It's lovely. It's got a lovely finish. You're getting the fruit. Tannins, not so much to speak of. It's soft. It's well finishing. But you can feel the acids and tannins kind of balancing each other out. And this would be a fabulous wine with so much out there, but you wouldn't be limited with it. So you could really, if what you're eating, maybe it's savory, have maybe a slightly sweet feeling, because this is a dry wine, but if you wanted something sweet for the palate and the nose to complement the savory, this might be a perfect one for you. I bought 2 of those bottles. I'm sure I'm going to drink them both tonight, but now that Schatzi's here, she might even help me. So let's go ahead and hop into our grid and see what we got going on here today. It is a Sunday, and Sundays are always so big. It's an amazing process just how big they are. I have constructed a few grids in my life, and I can tell you it's just a process as it is. I can't imagine taking on something the size of a Sunday, but it is what it is. So today we've got a Dylan Schiff construction. Well, this ought to be good. And we got it edited, of course, by Will Shorts, and that just feels wonderful every time that comes out of my mouth. So let's go ahead and hop into this grid and see what we got. We got circle dots. Okay. Travel bug, the name of the puzzle. So interesting here. So woodworking byproduct. I mean, right off the bat, I'm thinking sawdust, and I've got 7 letters available to me. So let's see if it works on the downs and what we got going on with these circles. I haven't got a clue yet, and that always makes me a little nervous because sometimes Sundays can actually be not only big, but big work. So we might be here a while. Fencing discipline. Well, we've got foil, épée, and saber. I'm going to go with the typical American English spelling of saber here. Inventor's pride. Don't know. Malilologist study would be bees. Kind of salad with bacon and hard-boiled eggs, and that would be a cob, or as I like to put it, a delicious salad. Yes, I don't know. It seems like a salad just has to have a hard-boiled egg or 5 or so, and bacon's always good. Angioplasty tube could be a catheter. Shotzi was sitting in here earlier, and I said, are you going to stick around for the grid today? And she's like, that Sunday grid? That ginormous puzzle that happens every Sunday? Like, I got to go wash my hair. Like, I understand, I guess. Perplexed could be at sea. So inventor's pride. God, okay. like floppy disks and typewriters. Okay, how about obsolete? Does this work here? Can I speak to your manager? I mean, like I would think it would be who's in charge, but don't ever know. And if you've seen me solve before, you know that I always stay a little skittish around these circles and stuff like that. And I'm always afraid there might be a rebus there, and if I put something in, I'll create confusion. It's better to kind of figure out what's going on around it, typically how I feel. But yeah, who's in charge here is what I would normally think, something along those lines, you know. Who's your boss? I mean, something. So search around as a truffle hunting pig. What a fabulous word, if this is the right one. I get to use it every now and then, mostly when I'm talking about truffles. But to roodle. I mean, I learned this word, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago, and I loved it ever since, but I don't know that I've ever seen it in the grid. Top notch could be A1. That really is a fabulous Schwarzriesling. Wonderful. X-Men character played by Anna Paquin. I know who she is. I just don't think I've ever learned how to say her last name. Paquin? I don't know. I think that's Rogue. I don't think I've seen but maybe one X-Men. I don't. But I've seen a lot of it in the crossword. Going on to say, I guess this could be adding mammals with prehensile feet. The only thing I can think of maybe is apes. So that would work with adding, but then again, it also could very well be, you know, like this cognitive bias, you know, like I want it to be that since I said apes to begin with. So showcase at an expo, maybe a demo. And beheader of Medusa, and that would be Perseus. Taught by repetition. Probably drilled in. Whatever, could be as if, so that gives me drilled in. Yes, I'm being a little bit more cautious than normal here. But yeah, it's a Sunday. If I fat finger something today, it's going to take extra long for me to find it at the end, and I don't want to do that. Magazine with an annual Person of the Year issue would be Time, so I guess we have over here Emit. Who's... Yeah, like I have no idea what's going on with Can I Speak to Your Manager? Really kind of fun, isn't that? Not too shabby. How about solid performance? Which I hope we're saying about this solve. I don't have any high hopes at this point because I don't know what's going on up here with... I mean, you think about this, it's like inventor's pride. I mean, you would think maybe like brainchild or something, right? You know, but I'm not getting anything like that out of there. And so I don't know. And who's wristed? I mean, man, this has got me nervous now. Set down. Either lie or to lay. So what do we got here? Spinach leaves and beets can be used as, I guess... Guys, so lay down. Yeah, okay. Musical sections. How about scenes? T follower. How about a shirt? Hang loose sign would be the shaka. Typically, unless there's another word for it that I'm not familiar with, that's altogether possible. I'm wearing all white today. All white. We went to the sauna this morning, spent a couple hours there. We always go into the steam room first, and then we usually try to catch one of the shows they called the Aufguss. It was fantastic. It was a great experience. I tell you what, I haven't been in a long time. I can breathe better. It's just amazing. I feel like my skin just opens up the pores. So nice. fast food chain that's headquartered in Louisville, maybe KFC. Speaking of wearing all white, I probably don't want to spill this. Didn't mean to clap the microphone. So, brand known as the San Francisco treat is typically, I think, rice aroni. But again, haven't got a clue with this Ristian. So, yeah, don't know. Don't have a clue what's going on with that. Fat stack of cash could be a wad, and then we have this SWA, so a metaphor for a late bloomer. We have swan. Grandmother's nickname, maybe Nana. Okay, so praise highly, maybe extol, but that would be an SX. So annual Austin Musical Festival, maybe South by Southwest, South by Southwest, South by Southwest. Praise highly. So yes, I think maybe extol. But be where we're going with that. However, in shorthand could be though. Flat-headed crew driver. I know, ladies and gentlemen, I think we got an or here. I think we've got an or. Synagogue greeting. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. I love temple. You never go, but I do love temple. Theoretical paths described by the circled squares. Wow, looks like we got wormholes, and that would start to make a little bit of sense here. Let's check our downs to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. Unit represented by my favorite watch brand, Omega, and that would be an ohm. Okay, so what do we got here? Stay in touch, call me. Wellness product derived from an Australian bird. Moves a cursor, or maybe I'm trying to say. Okay, as soon as I saw cursor, I'm like, oh, this is a mouse, and I'm trying to say moves a cows over. This is really not working. Mouses over. Wellness product derived from an Australian bird. I'm only assuming we're talking about emu oil, and I've never even heard of emu oil. I'd love to find a place where I can buy unfertilized emu eggs, though. I would love to make an omelet or a ginormous poached egg like that. Would be so good. Best place to go in London. We got 3 letters starting with an L. I do believe we're talking about the loo. Elu. No, this doesn't look good. Emu oil. Right. Okay, I guess that's right. Holiday that celebrates the end of Ramadan, and that would be Eid. City destroyed in Genesis. We Sodom. Spill over. No idea. Cyclist is an example. Mullally, who played the ex-wife of her real-life husband on Parks and Recreations. I have no idea. Has trouble swallowing. Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, we got I would say somewhat an aggressively challenging Sunday here. In spots. Just in spots. It's like, you get these little pockets of brilliance sometimes within organizations. Well, sometimes they have little pockets of obtuse. Canine in high and lowest, and if I'm not mistaken, that is dog. Dog. I guess that's how you would do that. So, cyclist, maybe a peddler? I don't know. So spill over could be to slop over, I guess. Yeah, I don't know who that is. So, Senator's home. How about Ottawa? And I'm assuming this is going to be a Megan or something. Can't even mess with that because don't know anything about what's going on there. So, what might be given for crying out loud? Unable to progress. Perhaps we're stymied here. Spot of madness, metaphorically. Oprah delivered them for Rosa Parks and Toni Morrison, and I would imagine eulogies? Compound used to make synthetic rubber. Oh, well, that's easy. Okay. Well done, Torero. Olé. Sound from a kid with a roll of bubble wrap. Maybe pop? See, yeah, I think we got a eulogy here. And down here, looks like it might be turning into a deep end, like the deep end of the pool. Spot of madness. And, so, for crying out loud, could be a tissue. Now, that's clever. ISO what? Oh, good God. Okay, let's see. Healthful. Smoothie ingredient could be acai. Could be chia. Runs out of power. Feels like it could be dyes. Like a bowling alley or Olympic pool. Could be laned. And strand at a chalet. Say, oh, a chalet. Will strand me anytime. As long as we got heat and wine and maybe some escargot coming out of the oven. So I think we might be talking about ice in. Compound used to make synthetic rubber. I have no idea. Well, I really don't. I mean, wouldn't even know where to begin to guess, but I don't know because we got this whole long thing here. Something, meine Dame und Herren, tells me we're going to have to reveal this sucker at the end. I do not know what's going on, and this may be beyond my comprehension. I'm going to go ahead and just try Megan. It just seems like this kind of something going on, not breaking as an actor, could be staying. Or playing. Government bond. Could be a T-note. Seems to be what they've been lately. Color-coded candies. How about M and M's? So leathery skinned hopper could be a toad. A toad. So maybe we got staying something, but I do see we got this ILD over here. So that could be the child I'm looking for up there at 30 across for the brainchild, if it's a wormhole. The colors match at least. Be late in the theater. Maybe miss a cue. That's one thing I really miss. I miss doing live public community theater. Did a lot of that back in North Texas. But in Germany, that's an actual government job. I mean, it's a federal job in Germany to be an actor. You know, got to go to school for it. You maybe get like a Master of Fine Arts in Drama, and then you, depending on your talent, you go to whatever theater company. Maybe you travel, but no, you can't just go down and say, I'd like to just volunteer to be in your play. I mean, it ain't gonna work like that. Bender could be a spree. And man, I'm never gonna get this wine in my mouth. Okay, tie up as a boat. Could be two more. Have a night on the town. Perhaps we're going to go out. Miracle product from inventor Joy Mangiano. And I guess we're talking about the Miracle Mop. If I didn't have that OP, I probably would have put it in the bra because I have no idea who invented that either. But I sure do remember hearing a lot about the Miracle Bra. I don't even know what was a miracle about it. I don't know anything about it at all. I think we got a brand that merged with BP, which is looking like Amoco to me. A few bucks, could be Stags. That's clever. Nice. Defending Our Nation, Securing the Future org would be the NSA. And they do have a cool logo. I'll give them that. Negatively charged particles would be anions. Now that I know, but when it comes to synthetic rubber, I haven't got a clue. I just don't know. Like the subject of a photograph, ideally would be in frame. Yes, that would be ideal. And so loved, loved, loved with up. Maybe 8 up. And all right. Yes. So floor covering in many a living room. I mean, you would think this is like an area rug or something, but yeah, I don't know what these are going to be. And I mean, I have a feeling when we get to the rebus, it's going to be like a hit or miss. And Roman who opposed Julius Caesar. I think that was Cato the Younger, but if I am wrong and it was Cato the Elder, please let me know in the comments. I like to keep up with that part of the world history, but sometimes it's difficult. I set out when I was an undergraduate student to memorize all of the popes and all of the Roman emperors, and I just looked at the list one time and said, and it's going to happen. Not today. Certain social media update, and I think there's like a Facebook something or other, but I don't know. Battle of Normandy City began. Coat rack in many a lodge. I guess we're going for antlers. Lightweight Apple laptop. Craft person's online marketplace. I think we're shooting for Etsy. But when I'm looking for antique Burberry items, like if I want an old train case or an old umbrella or something like that, or a big Burberry blanket, Etsy's a good place to go. You just got to make sure you're getting the right thing and it's not a knockoff. That's a little peckish and peevish. Well, now, peckish. I was coming home from the sauna today, but then we had put a corned beef into the slow cooker this morning, and it was so good. And I made a French omelet to go with it. Oh, so good! I love omelets. Peckish and peevish. So I guess we're talking about hangry. So I have no idea what we're doing, how these wormholes are working. Maybe much obliged. Much obliged. It's mon plaisir. Which is Crohn's? I have no idea. Slant skyward would be to up tilt. Don't get to use that much. Frank, who directed It Happened One Night. Man. Okay, follow as an impulse, maybe act on. So witches, I guess, could be Crohn's. I don't know. I have no idea. Let's see. Yeah, this is really getting into, really, for my brain, some of this is really getting into the, well, it's just, I don't know. It's just camera obscura, really. Has trouble swallowing, could be gags on. And I guess we better deal with this pedalist or peddler or whatever we got here. What disbudding prevents the growth of, and this would be a horn. I did stuff like that when I was a young boy growing up in rural Texas. Manhattan neighborhood that's adjacent to the East Village, and we're probably talking about NoHo. Nickname alternative to Teddy. We have some Theo here. So maybe a peddler. Habitats for hermit crabs and sea stars. And I guess these would be tide pools. Cappuccino topper. How about some froth with that cappuccino? Well, I guess it would really be an Americano without the froth, wouldn't it? I don't know. Snazzily dressed gent could be a fop. So, what do we got here? Many and evangelical. So yeah, I guess I'm going with this born again thing that I'm seeing going on, and then we have this Christian going at 3 down. So yeah, I think we got ourselves a born again something, and staying. This might be our child up there for brainchild, but I don't know what this is. I'm not going to know what this is until I figure out what this is coming off of the back of it. So yeah, I mean, it may just be that we're going to be told that we don't know what you did wrong, and you're just going to have to find it, and I'm going to say, screw it. Let's go ahead and just find what we did wrong. Small row could be a tiff. Cotton and flax for 2, I guess some fibers. And parts of a coat rack, I guess we're shooting for pegs. Just had antlers. Groove on could be to dig. You dig, man, you dig. Qatari ruler would be an amir. And escalator part, I can only assume we're talking about the step. So thereabouts, maybe or so. Buzzed. No longer burdened by, maybe rid of. So yeah, maybe or so. Or so. Making hotel reservations in advance. I have no idea yet. The Last Judgment is found in one in the Sistine Chapel, and I'm only assuming we're talking about an apse. Loosen could be to untie, and so with that, baking soda target. How about an odor? You know, I don't. Seriously, getting a little topsy-turvy here. You know, I don't think we ever put baking soda in the fridge in the States. Maybe we did. Yes, I have a thing for good cheese. But here in Germany, good cheese is abundant. And yeah, you kind of need it in the fridge. Otherwise, it smells like a cheesemonger's market in there. Otherwise, outcast for 1. I guess we got a duo here. What kind of duo? Yeah, I don't know. Certain parents to their tots. I remember da-das. Da-da-da. So Magritte, who painted The Son of Man, and I never understood the name association with that painting, but if you've not seen The Son of Man, you might find out that you have seen The Son of Man. It's a fella in a dark suit with a bowler derby on. He's got a green apple in the face. It's quite magnificent to see in person, but I don't know The Son of Man. So maybe we got ourselves a rap duo. That makes sense. So making hotel reservations in advance. I guess we're talking about a something to run. How about an errand? I'm going to run out of wine. Yeah, I did. I ran out of wine. Dadgummit. Spots for some rockers. Maybe arenas. So must be need to. Exam in which using notes is allowed. I'm assuming we're talking about an open book. And that should go with the MacBook Air. And now the test would go open book test. So I think we got a book in that one. I will revisit this in a second. Buzzed. Sorta. I don't know. Ish. So buzzed. I don't think Harry Houdini and David Blaine for 2, and these would be escape artists. But what goes after that, I don't know. I'm not keeping up. I'm really worried about messing this thing up. Programs 2 as a thermostat. So maybe sets at. So not going to be any help there at all. Molasses to a contestant on the Great British Bake Off. And I know this because I love doing the Guardian Cryptic Crossword. And you learn all over the British slang. Or maybe I should just call it you learn British, and then you realize that we're talking slang. I mean, I don't know. Seems like they invented English. And they probably get to say what is and what is isn't. And so let's see. I think this has got a treacle here, and this is looking more and more like it's supposed to be a character of some sort, but I don't get that at all. GPS suggestions could be routes, and so I'm going to put in character just to see. I don't know. Feeling froggy? But army bosses, and formally, I guess we're talking about sarges, but you call an NCO in the army a sarge, and you have fun with that. Yeah, just have fun with that. Put on maybe to stage. Gaming company whose logo is known as the Fuji, and that would be Atari. And ZZ Top and Green Day for 2, and these would be trios. Because when I come around. And so most awarded musician at the American Music Awards, and I can only hope that this is probably Tay-Tay. So a tree with noble and grand varieties would be a pho. And many dogfish head brews. No idea. IPAs, I'm assuming. Dogfish head. Good Lord. Mammal with a prehensile. Man, we got a thing with prehensile appendages here, don't we? A prehensile snout. And I think that's a tapir. Mixture of carbon monoxide and hydrogen. That would be water gas. That I know. I just don't know anything about synthetic rubber. Guaranteed could be assured. And buzzed. Do I got something wrong here? I mean, it's just not coming to me at all. I think that's Rita Ora that says, let you love me. I mean, I'm so frustrated. Some tough high school classes could be APs. So this could be maybe, I hear you. I think I'm so frustrated. Gah! Gal of Hollywood would be Godot. Buzzed. Phoned. Man, talk about Densitus Maximus today. Did not see that at all. Okay, so I'm assuming I need to have EAR in here to make rice of Roni. Okay, this is where it's getting. So EAR would make escape artists and rice EAR Aroni. So let's try EAR. Good Lord. Let's try it. EAR. Let's see if it works. Oh my gosh. I swear we're going to wind up having to reveal this puzzle. I can just feel it. And so we've got staying in character versus brainchild. So I think we're going to need an INCH. We're going to need an inch in there. Okay. What are we at? 36 minutes already? Good God. No, I didn't get started until about 6 minutes after. Never mind. Well, it hasn't been that long. It's been a while. So, inch. I think we're going to spell out inch. And maybe an inch here. Okay. So, open book. Test MacBook Air. So I think we got book in this one. B-O-OK. And I'm going to take the P out of the apps because I don't want it to jump to it just yet. Inch, I think. No, book. We put book in there. Oh my gosh. All right, book. Okay, otherwise I think we're all filled. No, I still need to figure out what's going on over here. So we can go ahead and put apps back in. Apps. Okay, did I mess anything up? I don't know what I've done here. Born again Christian. Who's in charge? So I guess these are isoprens. This has really got me worked up. How do we do, Bob? See? Okay, let's check. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, no, I don't show. I want you to. I don't want to mess with this anymore. Okay, so this is just dice. So this is just a simple fat fingering. Well, that would have taken a long time to find it. So. Not a bad grid, though. I'm telling you, this was really interesting. I liked the whole travel bug theme. I thought it was fabulous the way we moved in and around everything. We made it through. I mean, just fine with the rebuses, right? Figured out how the whole wormhole thing was working. It was just a simple fat fingering. Couldn't get dies in correctly. But even if that E had been there, I would not have thought to put in isoprene. I mean, I just don't. Maybe I would have. It would have sounded right then. Maybe. I don't know. But you'll find that when I fat finger, and that's quite often, just because I'm not paying attention, When I literally say, okay, runs out of power, okay, it dies, and I write in dis, then clearly, I fat fingered something, right? But during the week, I'll actually hunt it down. But on a Sunday, no, I will not. And am I worried about I don't even care about streaks. I just do not care at all whatsoever. I do these every day. I know I do, so it doesn't really matter. The record I have of doing the grid every day is on this channel right here on YouTube, right? So much fun. But what a beautiful grid this really was. Dylan Schiff, this was a fabulous effort, a beautiful construction. You really knocked this out of the ballpark. And all I can really tell you is bravo. Bravo. Fabulous job here. We'll bring in our Benny Erdadu, and we need to let class out because you've been here long enough. But then again, it is a Sunday puzzle. Until we see you tomorrow. Tomorrow for the Monday grid and the Monday Guardian Cryptic. Ich wünsche Ihnen ein schönes Wochenende. I wish you all a fabulously relaxing, thoughtful, considerate Memorial Day. And it's kind of a tough one, when you consider the reason for the holiday. I know a lot of times we get off into barbecues and stuff like that and doing whatever, and it's always nice back in the States to have a Memorial Day sale or something. We don't really do that here in Europe because we have their own Memorial Day type of thing. But it is a day of remembrance, and I think that's a nice thing. So anyway, I hope everybody has a restful Monday, and if you've got some free time tomorrow, join us for the grid. We'll see you about the same time tomorrow. Be well out there. Take care of your friends and your family and yourselves, of course. Just be safe and be well, but try to be nice to strangers in line if you can. Cheers.